Hello, howdy, welcome back to my channel guys. Lucy here as always. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I think is really big and important that has totally changed my life. And at first you're gonna be like, eye roll. It's almost so simple that you could ignore it, but if you really understand it, it will totally change your life. All right? So you just gotta trust me on this one. And yeah. Let's do it. Let's get right to it. So the topic of this video is good begets good. How to change the world. And essentially it's the idea that it all starts with you. Like at any given moment we're putting out energy into the world. What we're putting out is coming back to us, but what we're putting out is also what's expanding in the collective. Kind of like the idea of the butterfly effect on just these super grand scales. And even our thoughts carry a tone. That's why someone can walk in the room, they didn't say anything, but you already feel they're kind of like just not in a good place. And vice versa, someone could not say anything, but you just feel love radiating from them. And so in some ways, our energy speaks louder than words. It speaks louder than body language, although body language is an expression of our energy. And so it's just really important to know how you're vibrating, especially if you want good outcomes. You can't vibrate and have the energy and thoughts and beliefs of a lack of success or a lack of abundance and then get abundance. You have to be feeling that first before you can get it. So basically this comes around to the premise that a lot of people kind of have a basic understanding of karma and the law of attraction, but people don't really understand how energy is affecting their lives. We are all energy. And in any given moment, our state of being or our mood is our vibration. So if you hear people say like, oh, good vibes only, like that's kind of like higher vibrations only, which would be equivalent to those states of joy and happiness and love and hopefulness and courage. The first important understanding is that we're all vibrational, and our vibrational state, how we're resonating and vibrating, is basically how you feel, your mood, your attitude, and what you're putting out into the world is what's coming back. So it's not like you did a good action and the universe rewards you with good. It's just good begets good. And it goes every direction. You know, pain begets pain, hate begets hate, love begets love, joy begets joy. So basically how you're vibrating is what matches you. That's basically the law of attraction in a nutshell. So to summarize, the how and the why and the qualities of your state of being when you make a decision are basically how it plays out and the outcome you get. So it's really important to be honest with yourself about what your intentions are, how you're feeling, why you're doing what you're doing, because that's the energy that's going to propagate and give qualities to the project you're doing, to the interaction you're having with another. It's all going to play out what you're putting into it. I hope that makes sense. I'd like to share a quote from one of my favorite poets called Young Pueblo. You can find him on Instagram. I'll link him down below. And it goes, computer, 2 of the great lessons humanity will learn in the 21st century will be: to harm one another is to harm oneself. When you heal yourself, you heal the world. And this could not be more true. The work you do on an individual level, the good you create here, it's going to be reflected not only in your own experience, but towards and for everyone you interact with. They're going to carry it with them everywhere they go, everyone they interact with. So really, the best healing you can do for the world is to heal yourself. Because the truth is, we can only give what we already have ourselves. In order to give good and create good, you need to feel that goodness within you. And it is within every single one of us, but if you're not aware of it, you can't express it, you can't vibrate that goodness, that love, unless you're allowing it to express within your own heart. Okay, so on a practical level of how you can apply this in your own life is first to notice. First to start to get really sensitive instead of just going through the motions as brainwashed, hypnotized human. Get really clear on how you're feeling when you make a decision, even if it's to go grocery shopping, to write an email, to walk your dog. So pay attention to what state you're in the moment you're making a decision, and then be aware of how it plays out, because it always matches. And a lot of the time we're feeling many emotions at once. Like we're kind of happy about this and we're kind of, that's on our mind and bugging us. So it's a little bit of a swamp. But then that's kind of what the universe reflects to you, is some good and some bad. But you'll probably notice when you're in that really full place, it's like you get that parking spot and the green light and the friendly barista. And it's just like life's just one continuous rock and flow. For me personally, I have my things. I know that when I'm in a good place, things just freaking go well. So for me, I nourish myself through meditation. That's huge. That's like the ultimate vibration tuner to the high levels. Because essentially we're all high vibrational beings, but we get in our own way with our kind of lackful thoughts, negativity, beliefs. But when you stop the thoughts, you raise up. It's just, you go back to your base state, which is like rainbows and kittens and sparkles. And when I'm feeling good, I find it really easy to compliment strangers, wave, smile. I get exactly what I need on my grocery list. I have the energy, give love to others. I walk my dog. I answer my emails promptly. And I just feel compassion. Then if someone comes at me and they're having a really bad day, I can hold space for them and help them get what they need. And this all comes because I'm full. And conversely, when I kind of skip out on my meditation or I let a thought kind of run my life, like negative situations, when I let that happen, I have a hard time looking strangers in the eye. I get the worst parking spot. I don't really know how to engage with people. The conversations are super disjointed. I don't really care whether my banana peel goes in the compost or not. It's like, it's just too much to care about. And all I feel like doing is watching Netflix and, yeah, eating peanut butter. So you can imagine how the energy of the high vibe day would move out into the world. You know, we all know how we feel when we get a compliment. Then, you know, we're smiling all the way home. We have more grace for our family. And then you can imagine how, you know, the energy of the second day would go forward. You know, everyone is just feeling a little off. I'm not really adding to the collective. And it's not something it's not something I try to beat myself up about, but it's something I'm aware of for sure. So it's just kind of like how I am is how my life is. And that sounds super simple, but people really aren't taking the license to adjust their vibration to get different results. And that's kind of the point of this video, is that you create your vibration based on what you focus upon, the habits you have, and where you put yourself, your environment, conscious living. You can take back your life by taking your vibration into your own hands and being responsible for what comes to you. And I really think that kind of tagline on Tumblr and Pinterest and stuff, give this world good energy, has never been more relevant. Give this world good energy. If it's within your power, do what you gotta do, because we're all gonna benefit, we all need it, and it's so important. So basically, if you kind of want to take this further, the state of our earth as it is right now is a direct reflection of our human consciousness. So the pain and the war we're seeing in the world is the macrocosm of the microcosm of the inner war and inner pain people are suffering. And we really are all connected. No one is innocent of the wrong that's happening. It's all just a reflection of the inner within all of us. And so if you really want to make change at that big global level, you have to be a vessel of healing. You have to allow healing and love into you, and then you can share it with others. You don't even have to try and share it. It will share itself. And then the good begets the good begets the good, and we can really start to create these positive momentum cycles where the more loving the world is, the more loving the world is, because it expands. And it kind of comes back around to that whole idea, like we need energy to make positive change, kind of like that whole banana peel and the compost thing. That was a big moment for me when I realized I care deeply about the environment, but like I don't really care about, you know, driving a car with gas or composting or being a minimalist. When I'm in a bad place, like I just want to online shop. But when I'm in a good place, like everything I do is on purpose and it's in alignment with what I believe to be good. And so you have to be able to give yourself that energy so that you can do the good things. Otherwise, it's just so hard. It's just an uphill battle, and all you have time for is just to get by, and that's just that's not what we came here for. That's not what any of us came here for. We came to thrive, and we're all a part of each other, and we can all contribute to each other's thriving by thriving. And so, like Gandhi says, we gotta be the change we wish to see in the world. And a part of that comes back to taking control of your state of being, and not in a controlling way, but just being aware of how you're feeling and how that affects your own life and the lives of others. And then taking that time to vibrate higher, to do high vibe activities, to be a conscious human being who's living on purpose and who's making choices that align with the world you want to live in. It's so important. And we all have this power. If you have a mind that can think and make choices, then you can do it in just those little steps. Like meditation, like catching yourself on a negative spiral and being like, nah, that's not me, that's not what I want. By honoring your need to rest, by saying no to things that don't fuel you and serve your highest good. This is so, so important. This is the work of our time. So vibrate higher, choose love, be aware when you are the love, it's going to create more love. How you are is what you get. And I really hope you find this video helpful. You probably could go through life happily, not knowing or caring about any of this. But for me, it's really important. This is like my life. This is what I think about constantly and how I live. It's like my core value system. So I just wanted to share it with you, and I hope you have a very, very beautiful day. I'm sending love and light and blessings through this camera that I hope are reaching and touching you and adding value to your life. And this is just a little PS side note. You can stop the video now, it's not really related. But I really wanted to take the time to thank each and every one of you for watching me and supporting what I'm doing. To me, it means the world, and it's something I haven't really talked about or addressed because I've been shy most of my life, and the idea that even 100 people would watch this, just I can't let myself think about that too much because then I might get too nervous to keep sharing. But to me, it just blows my mind, and the idea of finding kindred souls through this, and I really appreciate it when people comment and reach out to me, and I appreciate you. You make my life better, and I'm glad you exist. I love you. I love you. And anyways, yes, peace out. Namaste.